Hello my friends, and welcome back to another Brotato Danger 5 GMO achievement run, where we're running through the suggested combinations from the author of the Genetically Modified Overkill mod. These have been a blast so far, and I'm really excited to see what we unlock next. Let's take a look. We've got the Bull and the Speedy. So this is a really interesting one. The Speedy has huge armor penalties whenever you stop moving, and the Bull needs to get hit. And because I'm playing on PC with mouse and keyboard, there's always a moment where the game thinks you're standing still whenever you change direction, if you change direction to sort of opposite sides. So we'll need to be careful about that and not change directly from like moving left to moving right. I did that backwards. Moving left to moving right. We will want to change where we're continuously holding down at least two keys whenever we have to change direction so that we don't stop moving at any point. So that's just going to be how we're going to have to play this character, because of the armor penalty and the fact that we have to take hits. So let's grab, it was Bull and then Speedy, so we will take the Bull, who has huge HP regeneration and armor bonuses, and then you get more regeneration and you explode for damage, and the Speedy, who gets melee damage for every 2% speed we have. So as we build speed, our explosions are going to do a lot more damage. This one should be pretty fun. It looks like the mod author has changed it so that only combinations that actually work show up as available in the character selection screen now, which I like a lot. You can see how much damage we're doing off the start there. So I'm just going to go ahead and grab max HP here, I think. I could roll for something else like regeneration, I could roll for harvesting early, but we just want to be as survivable as possible. On this character, you definitely want Lemonade, and we don't have to roll for items, so we can just buy, or we don't have to roll for weapons, so we can just buy items. We definitely want Lemonade and other consumable healing, because we're always going to be right on top of whatever enemies we're killing, so we will be gaining quite a lot of benefit from any consumable healing that we can pick up, and luck will be very important to purchase on this character. I could buy the landmines because we will buy any explosion damage that we see, but I think that we'd rather buy defensive stats or other stats that actually are going to help us. This is a pretty solid chop for us. We can pick up defective steroids, that's more damage and more health. We don't care about losing attack speed because we don't attack. I'm deciding whether I actually want the baby gecko. So it goes well with Cute Monkey, but I don't think it's that likely that we'll be leaving a lot of materials on the ground at any point. So I think we're going to buy the defective steroids, lock the Cute Monkey, lock the duct tape because we need as much armor as we can possibly find, and then just go into the next wave, and we will pass on the gecko here. We're always going to be directly on top of like whatever we're killing. So I just don't think that we're likely to have the Cute Monkey or the baby gecko come up that frequently. We have a little less armor than you do normally on the Bull, but we're much faster. And speed is very good on the Bull because you can walk into enemies more easily. I think I will just take the harvesting here. Harvesting is still good to grab early, so it's nice to be able to pick that up. And then we are going to take the Broken Mouth. I guess I'll take Cute Monkey first. I think that's going to be the most efficient for us, and we'll lock the Broken Mouth. Broken Mouth does have more of an HP regeneration penalty than it would for another character, because we're the Bull, so our HP regen modifications are increased, but it's still definitely worth buying, because max HP is also really important on this character. Normally on the Bull, you would stand still next to trees in order to use the enemies to trigger the tree kill, but we can't do that because we are the Speedy, so if we stand still, we'll be taking basically double damage. I'm going to roll here. I think we can do better than these upgrades, and I'll just grab some more harvesting. When we get that early, it's pretty nice to start getting that going. And then we will buy Weird Food, Broken Mouth, and Duct Tape, all of them, and then I'll roll. Fertilizer is great. Yes, we lose a bunch of melee damage, but that's still pretty helpful. The harvesting's still going to be very useful, and we'll take percent damage as well. Haven't seen any additional move speed. can be really tough to hunt down those the ranged enemies because they will run away from you. We've seen very little in the way of move speed or HP regeneration, so we haven't gotten to use a lot of this character's unique effects yet. And not having a lot of HP regen is definitely tough because we are, as you can see, our regeneration is no longer really keeping up with the incoming damage. But what you need to do on the bull in general is try to stack enemies on top of each other to the point where they are, where you're killing lots of them with a single explosion. I would rather take regen than speed here. We need to start increasing that pretty soon. We'll grab this and then roll. And then definitely luck is very important for this character. The bull does scale with ranged damage, so I will lock the lens. Even though we're going to be building a lot of melee damage, it's very important that your damage keeps up on this character, because you need to be one-shotting enemies. Whenever you're taking multiple damage instances from a single enemy, it is very bad on this character. Just pulling them all together so we explode them all at once. Being at 25 regen instead of 20 is a pretty big boost to us already. And the cute monkey has been worth a lot of healing as well. I'd love to boost my luck a little further. Our luck is not yet high enough to be reliably generating consumables, and normally on the bull that's a pretty big component of your healing. Let's roll here, and 10 luck is awesome. And then 3 elemental damage is pretty good, but this is basically the same as this is worse than a level 2 melee damage upgrade would be. So I'm actually going to roll past this, because I think we can do better. And I'll just take 12% damage here. Yeah, that's going to be better for us. Great chop. Obviously, lure is amazing. Gives us regen and, of course, the economy from that. And fertilizer, still costing us quite a lot of explosion damage, but the harvesting this early is still just very good. Sunglasses cost me an armor, which is a little painful, because obviously we want more armor, but does give me crit chance, and crit chance is pretty nice for the bull. The bull explosions can critically hit. They only critically hit for 1.5 times the damage, but given the very high base damage, that's still worth a lot. So we're just going to keep buying regeneration and armor and damage. With 88 damage, we're still one-shotting everything at this point, except for the loot aliens, of course. See where the next one is. There we go. I've got to regen a little bit. I definitely need my HP regeneration to increase. Then we'll run over here, pull all these enemies together. Run over here, pull all these enemies together. Because we aren't able to clear as many enemies as I'd like without dying here. Our regeneration is starting to be under a lot of pressure. We'll take the lemonade. Head injury is great. We don't care about minus range. Minus range doesn't do anything for this character. I could take the 5% crit chance, which I do like, but I think I want to roll for regeneration, luck, or other defensive stats. So I'll take that. Picket sign could actually have been really good if I'd found it before finding all this percent damage, but I think I'd rather just buy the percent damage, because this does give us a bunch of stats we want, but minus percent damage is pretty painful. Let's buy that. We'll definitely take the tree and the scar. I guess I'll take scar first. Levels are good on this character, of course, for the stats, but also just because they give you max HP, which we want very badly. Pull all those enemies together. I should maybe have taken one of the alien tongues that I have seen. I guess I can let the egg spawn. Our damage is quite high. Higher than normal for a bull at this stage. Yeah, I should almost certainly have taken one of the alien tongues that you've seen in order to be able to more reliably pick up these consumables. Oh, the healer alien went through there and healed all the big slashers, which really set me behind in this level. So we didn't make anywhere near as much money as I was hoping for. Take that. I could just take this. It's basically, again, this is slightly worse than a level 2 melee damage upgrade, but still does increase our damage. I think I need to roll for regeneration or armor, though. So I'll just take regeneration here. And then here, I'll take the 6 melee damage. That's still pretty good. Let's grab the tree and the worm. And I don't think I want the gecko. I will roll. Terrified onion, I'm not going to pick up. Spicy sauce, I will pick up. And helmet, even though it decreases our melee damage, we just need any armor we can find. We'll roll once more to try to lock something here. Tardigrade doesn't do anything for this character, so we definitely don't want that. I will actually lock the Bean Teacher. We'll be able to buy it before going into Wave 9, so even though I already have a Scar, I think the Bean Teacher is going to be worth picking up here. This is such a difficult level for Bull in general, because it's all high health enemies, and they all like to run away from you or charge past you. So it's very hard both to manage your current HP and actually hit the enemies. Also, I need to pull them towards that tree so we can kill the tree. It's possible I should have picked up that Pocket Factory. Pocket Factory is nice for Bull because it can help you kill trees. So if you get Lumberjack Shirt and Pocket Factory, you can kill trees without needing the help of enemies to do it. Our excellent consumable healing is sort of carrying us, but our income is definitely falling behind. Dusty Fedora, this will never come up, because we're never going to be at full health. Increasing the map size is a penalty. But in exchange for 28 materials, I think I will still just buy it. If we get like 10 luck out of it, it's probably worth it, so I think it's worth picking up there. Take 12% damage, so we can try to one-shot things more. We'll take the coupon, the Bean Teacher, and the cake. Though I did buy a previous sunglasses, I'm not going to lock this one. I think we need to build armor quite badly, so I need to avoid decreasing our armor. Have found 0 dynamites, 0 plastic explosives, which is somewhat unlikely, because of course the bull is very likely to find those items. So far making no luck off of the Fedora, but that's okay. We didn't really expect to get any, and maybe I get some at the end of waves, depending on if there's consumables on the ground. But maybe it wasn't worth picking that up. I just like the item. I think it's very cool, so when I use it. And then, yeah, so you walk past the tree and then pull all the enemies into the tree. So you can get an explosion that kills the tree and gets a lot of enemy hits. Cute Monkey is an excellent item. It's the best item for Bull for sure. And then this does nothing, so we'll recycle it. 4 regeneration is perfect here, and 3 armor. Great level ups there. Yeah, we found luck, regeneration, and armor. That's awesome. Focus is amazing because we have 0 items. So I'll take the focus. I will take the baby elephant. I guess now I'm wishing I had taken those geckos now that I've got the baby elephant. Hedgehog is still a good damage increase. And then I'll take Leather Vest. Lost Duck does decrease our explosion damage, but is still worth taking, and Head Injury is good as well. Alright, well that was a great shop for us. We got a lot of level ups, which gave us a lot of armor. We got some dodge, which we do want to start building dodge. Pulling all the enemies together, and then killing the tree with them. Yeah, so now that I've got the baby elephant that's killing things sort of across the map, I do wish I had those geckos. So it was probably a mistake not to pick them up, because Bull does really like non-weapon sources of damage as well. Any way you can kill enemies without taking damage is pretty good. Obviously, the thing we need most is blood donation or bloody hand, but because that will let us just constantly trigger the explosions without having to actually take a hit from an enemy. But this is going fairly well, I would say. Our levels are good because we got all that XP boost. We'll take spicy sauce again. I guess I will not take black belt. The 3 melee damage is useful, but we don't care about the XP game. We already have a ton, and it's already wave 10. And the -8 luck is a huge penalty for us. Here, I think we want regeneration over speed. The speed would be very nice to increase our melee damage, but regeneration is really important. And here we'll take 8 melee damage. That's great. And then sunglasses, yes. Missile, yes. Let's roll. Dynamite, awesome find there. Blood leech, I don't think does much for us. Baby with a beard is kind of fun. If we had more ranged damage, the baby with a beard could actually be pretty nice. And this would work if we had some lifesteal, but we don't. I think I'm just going to roll here and look for more defensive stats. Marksmanship would give me a little bit of everything that we need. So yeah, I'm going to take the marksmanship. This gives me a little bit of range damage, which scales our explosions, and a little bit of crit chance, which scales our explosions, and the more of that we buy, the better. Then we'll lock the mushroom and the lure. I don't want to buy lure because it's an elite wave, so I won't be able to chase down the loot aliens anyways. And as always on the bull, unless you get blood donation, you just want to avoid the elites. You simply won't have the damage to kill them. So we're just going to avoid the elite, run back through and clear the smaller enemies to keep making money. I think we've made 0 luck off of our Dusty Fedora, by the way. So I'm definitely in a little bit of danger here. This is one of the harder elites to get, because usually if you want to run away from an elite, you can run away such that it will never attack you. This character, unfortunately, or this elite, unfortunately, attacks you wherever you are on the field. So you can never just completely avoid it. All right, now I'll take the Pocket Factory. I should have taken that earlier. Rip and Tear is great. This can chain our explosions through lots of enemies, so that's a pretty big boost to us. Dodge is very good on the bull. It helps keep you alive, so I am going to start building it, because even though you want to take hits, dodge is a way to get deeper into groups of enemies without getting hit, so that your explosion hits more enemies, and it effectively multiplies your max HP, and multiplies your healing, both of which are effects that you want a lot. Fairy is great, another cute monkey is great, and Riposte will help a lot, especially with our dodge. That's more non-weapon sources of damage that we can pick up on this character. So, more movement speed, more max HP, more luck. Ranged damage is especially valuable now, because I have that marksmanship. The Pocket Factory I'm picking up, not because it's going to actually help us clear enemies, but just in hopes that we get Lumberjack Shirt, we can use it to kill trees without having to actually run into them. Have lost a lot of HP now, so I need to be a little bit careful. Try to stack up a bunch of enemies and kill them all in 1 or 2 hits. Oh no, there's so many loot aliens. I have to get hit by those guys, because I need to kill all the loot aliens. I mean, obviously not, oh no, there's so many loot aliens, but it did make it somewhat difficult to actually get all of them without dying. We'll take the Shady Potion. It does cost me regeneration, but luck is really good for this character. Engineering for every elemental damage we have. We're currently at negative elemental damage, so while engineering could be useful on this character, and Bull often builds elemental damage, in this case we haven't, so Strange Book we're not taking. Gecko I will take. Eye Surgery, no thanks. And move speed plus melee damage is awesome. I don't mind actually capping my move speed at 37. As we buy move speed, it will still scale our melee damage, so it's fine to buy Shackles here. 37 move speed is fine. I actually quite like Shackles on the Speedy, which seems like not a combo, but The Speedy's passive still works with move speed that's over your cap, and one of the downsides of Speedy can be that you get too fast and it becomes impossible for you to dodge. Just your human reflexes stop being able to keep up. Shackles actually makes that much less likely, so I think that this is a very high tier pick for the Speedy, and one that seems unintuitive but is actually very good. We'll grab Fairy and Riposte, and then I'll roll. And then Hunting Trophy can give me some money. We have 30% crit chance, so that's pretty nice. Mastery is basically +3 damage for this character. Missile for 10% damage is good because we don't care about attack speed. Mastery is positive for this character because you scale 300% with all of melee, ranged, and elemental damage, so you just need as much total of that as you possibly can get. But for this character, it's just less. We don't want the mastery because our range damage is really important for the marksmanship. I'm going to... Hang on. 2% crit chance for every 1 range damage you have. -2. Why is it showing as -2? Oh, I see. Because this is our adjusted range damage. Yeah, we have 7... range damage after the marksmanship. So yeah, so I need to buy more range damage because I've bought a bunch of cute monkeys and stuff. But I will buy Campfire. The elemental damage is good. The regen is good. Losing 1 melee damage off of the 2 speed we lose is a little painful, but not that big a deal. And 100 regen is a lot more more comfortable than we were before. Would love a plastic explosive. Explosion size is, of course, like the #1 thing that you want on the bull, so not having seen any, especially because we've been building a lot of luck, so we should be seeing high-level items, is a little unlucky. This character, of course, is tagged with explosive items as well, so we're more likely to see things like plastic explosive and dynamite that care about explosions, but we haven't on this version of the character. More trees, yes. 2% 2 melee damage, 4% speed, -6 luck. I think I will take that. Silver Bullet might actually let us kill a boss, so I'll grab it. And then I think crit chance, because I'm going to get a hunting trophy, is actually going to be better than 3 melee damage, so I'll just take the crit chance. Hunting trophy, missile, campfire, and compass is 2 melee damage for -3% crit chance. I don't think that's worth it. We'll buy the coupon and go to the next wave. I like how tall our character is with all the stuff we've stacked up. Trying to clear the goobers as they spawn so that we're not taking too much damage, but it's quite difficult. If you're wondering why I'm taking double damage sometimes, it's because of the bug with how the game calculates whether you're standing still or not. If you ever are holding both the left and right key at the same time, so like when I switch from left to right, you count as standing still for that brief moment. So I should be like both trying to minimize that direction and switch to moving up and down rather than left to right. Or so I should be switching at right angles rather than switching at 180-degree turns. But it's difficult to do that, of course, because of the habit that I've built up over many, many hours of this game. Hedgehog is going to be great. Regeneration is really important. We'll take that. Here we go. Plastic explosive. Adrenaline, also very good. Even with our relatively low dodge that we're about to decrease, adrenaline is still excellent. But plastic explosive is huge for us. This is another fairly difficult elite, because this one will follow us. Let's see, how much damage do we do to it? So we have decent damage. I think we might be able to kill it. No, I don't think so. Or at least not safely. I'm still kind of... I'm doing the classic mistake of not deciding until the middle of the wave whether I'm going to try to kill the elite or not. I think if I had committed to it right from the start, I could maybe have gotten it. But as is, because I didn't do that, we are going to be unable to kill it. Which is fine. I mean, we just want to survive, but... But I think we could have actually gotten that elite kill. I'll recycle that. I will recycle this. I think the 2 crit chance is better than the melee damage. And then, yeah, 7% crit chance I think is better. Just a bigger increase to our damage output. We'll take the leather vest. The scope actually pretty good for us because our range damage increases our crit chance. And then we'll take mushroom. Schmoop is more regeneration, more max HP, which our max HP is actually quite low, but it cost me too much damage, so I can't afford to buy it. Dynamite and lure are both great, though. I actually really have to increase my max HP before the end of the game, because 64 is tiny. You can see our damage output is starting to be quite high. We're critting for 600 now. Ooh, I think that was our very first luck from the Fedora. Just have gotten my my regeneration high enough now that, and my consumable healing, I guess, that anytime we spawn multiple consumables, we're very likely to get some luck, because we might be at full health by the time we actually pick it up. More luck here. I now have some elemental damage, but Strange Book is still not worth it. We'll take Helmet, and we'll take 4 armor. 4 armor is a huge boost to this character. Another Spicy Sauce, another Dynamite, and then I will roll. Cyclops Worm. Gambling Token would be really nice for this character, because, yeah, we have 19 armor. I think I will just take the Dodge. Dodge is pretty important to us. Then we'll lock Gentle Alien, and I will buy Scope. Range isn't worth anything, but we don't care about losing attack speed, and the ranged damage is quite important because we have the marksmanship, so it's also worth critical hit chance. So even though we're paying a premium for that 2 ranged damage by buying Scope, which is a quite inefficient item, I think it's worth it just because of how important range damage is to this character. If we didn't have marksmanship, obviously we wouldn't care about it. Another Loot Alien, nice. I will say I've gotten pretty lucky on Loot Alien spawns this game. We've found a lot of lures, and we've gotten a lot of random Loot Alien spawns. Come on, yes, got it right at the end, and some luck, nice. Recycle, 5 crit chance for -2 regeneration, and neither of these stats matter. I think this is still worth it. We have 111 regeneration. Obviously, we're not taking Barricade, we're not taking Fertilizer at this point either, but I'll keep taking critical hit chance. I think that increases our damage more than like any other stat that we can get at this point. Weird Ghost is kind of funny for this character. Normally it is terrible on the bull, because it means that you can't hit enemies for the first like part of the wave, which sets your economy behind. But for this version of the character, where our regeneration is like higher than our max HP, I actually think Weird Ghost is the pick. We'll just heal back to full before we ever take a hit, and it's not even going to cost us anything. And then The Summoner, because I have Rip and Tear, there's a reasonable chance I can actually kill this elite. Because when enemies stack up on it, the Rip and Tear explosions can stack on top of it. And so, yeah, we were able to kill the elite because it's a Summoner and we have Rip and Tear. So all of the Rip and Tear explosions stack to deal multiple hits to it with every kill. And we've got 4 spicy sauces, so every time we pick up a consumable, we get an explosion, and that explosion can trigger more explosions because of the Rip and Tear. So this build is starting to get some pretty serious chain reactions going. Okay, the money tree, I don't think this is going to be worth it. There's no chance because we only have wave 19, but it's kind of a cool item. I'll take Dodge, I think. That gives me more survivability than the other options. Regeneration Potion is great, of course. Mutation is pretty good for this character still. Even though we lose some speed, the ranged damage is good. The elemental damage counteracts the lost speed, so it's fine. And then we'll take Propeller Hat, Bait, and Toxic Sludge, and that just increases our damage more than anything else. Regeneration Potion, of course, a huge find for this character. It means we will always be much safer. The Pocket Factory, because we never found Lumberjack Shirt, and because I took Dusty Fedora, so the turrets are never going to spawn near... Like, trees are much less likely to spawn next to each other because the map is so much larger. The Pocket Factory pick didn't work out at all. I am definitely wishing I had taken those 2 baby geckos early, because we have the double baby elephant, we have all the Rip and Tear explosions, so we would have benefited a lot from those, as well as the cute monkey healing, of course. I didn't think we would have materials on the map, but as it turns out, this build has built a lot of items that leave materials on the ground. Medical Turret, I will take, and Black Belt. I guess I'll take that. The luck is less important because we just want to kill the bosses immediately. And so 6 melee damage or 7.5 regen. I'll take the melee damage here. Take a muscly dude, that's great. Garden actually is a damage item for us because we have the spicy sauces. I think we have 4, maybe it's only 3. Where are we? Yeah, we've got 4, so we're guaranteed an explosion every time we pick up a consumable. And then all of these are fine. I guess the wheat gives me the most damage because it gives me range damage, so it also gives me critical hit chance. And then let's go fight the elite. Or the bosses. So I want to group a lot of enemies together so that the Rip and Tear explosions are more likely to stack on top of the bosses all at once. And I also want... And having lots of enemies on top of each other as well means we're likely to spawn consumables, which can then explode for more damage onto them. So the more enemies we have... I'm trying not to kill the ads. The more enemies we have on top of the bosses, the more damage we do to them when we actually do walk into them for the explosion damage. Okay, I took a lot of hits here, so I need to back off and heal a little bit. Have the buffed loot alien going off there. I was really hoping to pull the bosses over to that garden for extra damage, but we're kind of running low on time, so I wanted to just heal up so I could continue to fight them. Alright, and there we go. We've got the like a bowl in a Chinese restaurant achievement. I guess, yeah, I guess a pun on like a bowl in a China shop. And we get the takeout achievement. So the takeout item is plus 8% speed, plus 4 melee damage, plus 3% enemies, and plus 2% enemy speed. This is a pretty nice item. Increased enemy speed is quite dangerous, but more enemies on the field is always good. 4 melee damage and 8% speed are very nice. So I think that this item is just going to be a must-buy on like most characters. It does make enemies more dangerous, because increased enemy speed is very dangerous, even small percentages of it, but combined with making you faster and giving you more money, I think that this item is just going to be very efficient, especially if you can use the melee damage, but often even if you can't, I think this is just a great item to buy. The marksmanship was pretty nice. We got 14% crit chance and 13% and 13 ranged damage from that, so that was a pretty big boost to our character. The harvesting worked out well. We got a lot of XP from that. Cute monkeys healed us for 850, so those were huge. Obviously, they decrease your ranged damage, but still, the amount of healing you get from them is ridiculous. Building crit early and finding the XP items pretty early worked out very well. We're level 26, which is much higher than most characters reach. Like, you'll usually cap out around 21, 22. And the adrenaline healed us for 185. Other than that, no major things. The things that... The hunting trophy was very good. The things that didn't work out were the Pocket Factory purchase didn't really work out. Skipping those baby geckos early was a mistake. I definitely should have picked those up because we were very likely to find stuff like elephants, and we knew we would buy them. So picking up the geckos would have made this run just a little bit smoother, but as is, it wasn't too difficult. Once we got enough armor and regeneration that we could just play the bull naturally, and bull with plus 15 melee damage just starts with such an advantage because you have so much damage that I think that this is a relatively straightforward run. You just have to play a little bit carefully in the early game because your armor's lower, but that's when the bull is strongest anyways, so it doesn't really hold you back. Alright, my friends, hope you enjoyed this GMO achievement run, and of course, as always, if you have, feel free to leave a comment, like the video, and subscribe to my channel for more of this and other strategy game content. Cheers, folks. I'll catch you next time.